Hi guys, welcome to Positive Politics. Today, we're going to talk about why you should talk about politics and how you should talk about politics. Every time I hear the word politics, it feels so hard, so difficult, so heavy. And I got to thinking why. The root cause for me was thinking of this quote that said, never talk about politics, race, religion. So why should you talk about politics? On the other hand, I was able to look for a quote from this famous guy who said, if you're not talking about politics, there's nothing else to talk about. I think we should reverse that thought process. Why you should talk about politics is number one, you cannot opt out. You're born into it, your nationality is there. You don't have a choice. Number two, you're paying for it anyway. 20%, 30%, 40% of what you make goes to the government. Well, let's say your tax is just 20%. Of course, you have your value-added taxes, so that's also part of why you are and you should be involved. It's for your future. If you want a better future for your children, you don't need to work really hard. You just need to put in effort where it goes to. 100% work, 20 to 40% of that is just going to the government, which sometimes does not represent you well. Just participate in the government. Make sure your voice is heard. Make sure the actions you require happens. Before, we passed down values through song and stories, and then it was movies and videos, and now it's more of social media. And we've changed. It's only a matter of time that we use this positively to bring out the right values and transfer that to our future generation. And this is a perfect opportunity. This will be what we need to do to progress our society further. Number three is the more we talk about something, the more it becomes correct. The more that there is a variety of opinion and there's a healthy discussion. It's not a one-sided thing. Every time there's a one-side argument, you are being misled. In reality, there are more options than you think. And this is a common sales strategy that they give you an option of A and B. In real life, you have a lot of options. Fourth, and very important, is when your voice is heard, there is success. Here are some outcomes recently that prove that when you say you're concerned, things happen. There's success. You don't need a rally now. Today, for your voice to be heard, you just need to participate online. Actually, I'll give you a chance to participate with this video for future current event stuff that I'll be doing. Number five, the more we talk about it, people remember the things that were wrong that were done. I went to the hospital. I was beside some people and I asked them who their mayor was and who their governor was. One of them was really proud in saying, oh, he was governor this and this. He kills a lot of people. And she's proud of that. Why do we have politicians like that? Why is that even a thing that we should attain? I can't believe. Very importantly is how to talk about politics. Be very clear on what you're saying. When you're communicating something, there are generally just three objectives. It's entertain, persuade, educate. You have to state your objectives. You have to be very clear on what your objective is, very explicitly saying it, stating it, as opposed to implying it in the conversation. Number two, establish the importance of that idea. Why is this important for them? Number three, describe a situation or a case in point where this happened. Number two, avoid trolls. You have to be able to identify trolls. How do you identify a troll account? No history, works at multiple jobs, super defensive, super offensive, divides the parties into two discussions. It copy-pastes information from here or there without verifying the source. Of course, there are people that have a troll-like behavior. Deal with troll-like behavior with a proper response. Most of these troll-like behaviors are your friends, your people you know, and instead of fighting them, make sure they're better. Educate them, make sure that they are informed of what happened. You understand what they're trying to say and why they're trying to say and why they're sticking to that. What are the signs that there is a troll-like behavior? Number one, there's no accountability for action. No accountability for action. It says, okay, this group, that group. Number two, escapes on the topic on hand, attacks you personally, gives some false information, or tries to blitz or barrage you with information that's not relevant to the discussion. Does not go into detail. There are details that are very important. Threatens to take legal action. As long as everything you do is legal, then you should be in the clear. And of course, you have to understand what's toxic to trolls. And here is some list of ideas from Smarter Everyday. I'll link in the video down below. He mentions what behaviors are toxic to trolls. Yeah, just go to the video. How do you exactly interact with social media? Create good values, create a good environment. A lot of people, when they start talking about politics, it feels so negative. You cannot take action against those people already are predisposed that when you're talking about politics is negative, but you can make a positive environment, and then eventually if people start talking about it more, you have made their success. Get accountability. Make sure who should have taken action is very clearly stated. Number two, if you're not an expert, clearly stating that you are not the expert here, it helps you divide opinion from fact, especially when you're talking about health. People will understand that you're not in a teaching capability, you have not taken action in that capability, or you have no experience on that capability. Number three is do not be repulsive, be inclusive. The more you draw people in, the more power you have when discussing. Number four, get as much facts as possible. So it's important to do your internet research, doing where the source is, what types of articles this publication regularly produces, who are the editors, who is the author, when was this published. You have to check if they're reliable, know the source is very important before you spread something. Number 5, people have a wrong conception about pride. People want to win conversations for some reason. Sometimes you win the conversation, but you lose the relationship, which means you lost anyway. You can't go into battle and say you won the battle as a general, but all of your troops are dead, or you lost your country. You haven't won that. Focus on the outcome, on what you want to achieve, what outcome you're after. That helps with how you're dealing with trolls. The more objective you are, the better. Last 2 things here is seek for inputs. If you're not a specialist, seek for inputs. And lastly, vie for other people. The main reason why you're having this conversation is you want a better society for everybody, if that's really your objective. Make sure that you include people because you're fighting for the same people. And that's why I wanted to make this hashtag positive politics. Subscribe to the channel and leave links below for a Discord group, a Reddit thread that I follow. Let's start hashtagging positive politics. I hope this encourages to talk about politics and improve the way they talk about politics. That has been my objective with this video. So I hope this was helpful in giving you insight on how to talk about politics and why you should talk about politics. Thank you for watching.
Indeed, but you must always remember that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
I understand.